TainoXtreme YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how blind people move with a cane. This is my cane. If you can see this is a roller tip. I put that on, it's pretty worn out. Used to be that fat, real fat in here, but I've used it a lot. This my cane is pretty tall. It's taller than it should, and that's why I like it, because it helps me identify myself when I go everywhere as a blind person. Well, this is what I do. I roll the tip from left to right. When it comes to smooth places like that, when it comes to, going somewhere, in the neighborhood, or going to the city, the walk that I'm going to take, I roll it one side only. I swing both sides, but I roll it one side, and the reason is I want to have less chances to get hung, or I go faster. Let's put it that way. I don't really need to use my cane in my neighborhood, because I know my neighborhood by memory, and I'm not completely blind. I'm switching hands here. I am what they call legally blind. I can still see contrast, silhouettes, things like that. I'm going to give you an example. Well, I just wanted to share this with YouTube world out there, how blind people move, going out there. So this is the sidewalk. I'm going to show you the tip of my cane rolling. See, I'm rolling it only from right to left. There's a ledge like formed between the concrete of the sidewalk and the grass, and that's what guides me to go places. It's like the line that is in the road for the cars to keep them in an appropriate side of the road. But for me, that ledge that I feel with the tip of my cane between the grass and the sidewalk works that similar way. Well, I should say the same way. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is walking to downtown. This is my daily walk. Is about 2 miles. It's actually 2 miles. So 1 mile one way and another mile coming back. And that's my daily exercise. I do that. I love it. I like it. I like the outdoors. I like being outside. For us blind people, it's important to go outside just like the rest of, regular people with good eyes. I don't know why there are some people out there that rather being indoors all the time, when there's a lot to, to do outside here. In this case, I'm going walking, I'm exercising. It's an antidepressive to me and to anybody, so I highly recommend it. For those people out there that are blind and are thinking, cannot go outside and do anything, just grab your cane and start walking. Of course, when I did this the first time, I didn't do it alone. Well, I didn't do it alone for the first maybe 5 times or 6 times or 7 times. I don't know. I don't remember how many times, but I highly advise to anybody who's going to do this to first go out with somebody and learn the road, the path that you're going to take, so that you don't get lost. And if you get disoriented, you can describe to somebody who can help you, or in which direction do you want to go. For example, right here we have 15501. That road where you see those cars going, that's 15501. Going north that way to my right, going south that way to my left. So that's the point of orientation anywhere along this road. This is the road where I live, my neighborhood. From here to my final destination, just counting my street, is 5 streets. So that's the point of reference. So, things like that. You don't have to memorize how many steps you're taking. It'd be crazy to count that many steps. I don't know if any blind people would do that. I count my steps in short lengths from one spot to the other in certain circumstances, but not always. Well, like this, I don't know how many thousands of steps are from here to there and back. 2 miles, we're talking 2 miles. But I can count the streets. That's what I do. I'm gonna be facing a couple of challenges here. Like every time I'm gonna cross the street, it's a little challenge, but you know, I have learned to do it, and I do it right, I do it correctly, and I'm always on the safe side. Let me show you my cane, how it goes from left to right, from right to left, I'm sorry, from right to left, rolling only from right to left. All right, that's the ledge. See this ledge here? I can feel here the grass, I can feel here the concrete, and that's my guide, that's my line. All right, that's what I do. So I'm gonna be pretty soon getting down on the first, crossing the first street, which is gonna be Cornwallis East. So when I get there, I get back to you. All right, I'm not gonna show you 2 miles of walk. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, here comes the first challenge, which is Cornwallis. Like I said, this is the first street between my street and my final destination. I always do this, try to do it slow, so that if there's, see, here I'm rolling the tip of my cane both ways, because there's no ledge, farm, there's no grass, no nothing, so I try to feel for everything. And here, I get back to the sidewalk. Okay, I'm safe to walk again, so I'm back to walking in the sidewalk. When there's somebody walking in the sidewalk, what usually happens is they notice I'm blind because of my cane, what I'm doing, and what they do is to say, when they're like 10 feet away, they say good morning or good afternoon, whatever. It's just to let me know that there's somebody there. It's very courteous, very nice. So I respond in the same way, and that's how it goes when I come across to somebody. All right, I have 3 more streets to go, because like I said, between my street and my final destination, counting my final destination, there are 4 streets. I just crossed the first one. Following one is going to be the entrance of the Horton Middle School. I live in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. It's a very tiny town, and my kids went there. It's within walking distance of my house. It's been nice. It's been a blessing to be here in this little town. Very peaceful. So, okay, I'm going to show you when I go to my next challenge. Before I do that, let me tell you that sometimes, depending on what day of the week it is, people take their trash cans out, and when the trash cans are out, sometimes I bump into them, but my cane tells me, you know, because it's a few feet before I reach them, I hit with my cane, and that tells me there's another challenge there. So I'm still safe. See, I've done this so many times that to me, this is not that challenging anymore, but I still have to be very careful. All right, I don't. Oh, that car is pretty loud. Okay, so it's still challenging, but not that much for me. All right, I do this every day. I don't know how long I've been doing this, but in the past, I did in a few years every morning, walking with my sister or my daughter or my wife. They don't walk with me anymore. I do it alone, all by myself nowadays. But that's the way it is. I get bored in the house sometimes. I don't have much to do. I do some other things, like I go backpacking. That's what I like of doing the most. But that's the least thing that I do. It's kind of contradicting, right? I do archery, participate on that, croquet. What else? Don't remember what else. I go to church and I do a lot of things in church. I play with my guitar. But I love the outdoors. When I have nothing to do outside, it's the most boring day of the day of my life, and that happens so very often. You know, so it's nice if somebody takes the time to take me out somewhere. Like for example, when I go backpacking, I cannot go alone. See, my cane is not much help over there because there's not a pattern that I can follow. Like I explained to you earlier, I follow the line formed between the sidewalk and the grass, and that's my guideline. So, and when I go backpacking, it's not like that. I mean, everything is wild. there's trees and rocks and roots and creeks and rivers and bridges and things like that. So what I do is I take advantage of the help of somebody. See, I think this is the street of the middle school right here, and this is my second challenge. All right, now I'm trying to situate myself in the center of the sidewalk. Now once I recognize that line between the grass and the sidewalk, I'm pretty much safe to keep walking. That's what I do. So I'm gonna stop here, and I'll get back to you when I get to my following challenge. There's gonna be 2 more streets, counting my final destinations. Not so much the street that is between here and my final destination, but going on the bridge. There's a bridge that I have to cross. I'm going to show you that after I cross the following street. I'll get back to you. I'm back. I'm pretty close to that bridge, but I wanted to show you a little tale about what's going on with my cane. Sometimes I want to show you, sometimes it gets hung, and when it gets hung, I just let it slide through my hand like that. See, I'm going to show you again. It gets hung, I let it slide, and then I slide it out again, and no big deal. That's the way, nobody taught me that. The Vision for Blind Services, they taught me how to use the cane, but as time passes by, I learned to do new tricks with my cane, new things, how to handle some situations. Okay. When I get close, when I get at the point that I'm going to cross in the bridge, I'll get back to you. So I'll be right back. Okay, bridge. So you can see the silhouette of the bridge. What I do here most of the time is I don't use my cane on the floor. I just put the cane, in this occasion like I'm doing, I bounce it a little bit on the handrail, and that's my guideline right there. I don't know if that's a safe thing to do. Sometimes I'm thinking that if I drop my cane down there, oh well, I'm not gonna go get down there and get it. So I don't know what to do. So I guess this is not such a good idea. It can happen, It's never happened to me. That doesn't mean it'll never happen. But this is just what I do when I'm here. I'm gonna go back to the floor, and from here to there are a few challenges. There are, all kinds of things on the grass side of my guideline, like light pole. I'm sorry, I was so close. Light poles, tensioning wires, street signs, things like that. And I have bumped into some of them sometimes when I started doing this all by myself. But I don't bump into them that much anymore, hardly ever, to tell you the truth. But there's been a couple of times that I did it, but I never gotten hurt bad with them. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So I still try to be as careful as I can be and try not to get hurt. I don't do something crazy like try to go across that street. That's a main highway. That's 15501. It's a heavy traffic road. So I try not to go across there. When I'm going to do that, if I had to do it in the past, I have done it when I went fishing to a pond close by here. I go to the corner where it's safe to cross, and what I do is I listen to the cars. When the cars stop, this is when it's time to cross. That means the light is in my favor, and they notice that I have a cane. I'm legal blind, and so I cross over there. But I don't do that anymore. I try to, have my wife to drive me to the pond. I feel very unsafe, to tell the truth. So that is something that I try not to do again. And there are things that I can still do, but I choose not to do because of a safety issue. Okay, now from here to there, I have one more street before my final destination. All right, so when I get there, I'm going to show you a little bit how I go across. Challenge ahead. This is the final street between me and my final destination. I do the same thing here. I can tell the fat lines on the street. Remember, I can see contrast. I guess I've been pretty well blessed by not losing all my vision, and it's a great advantage. I have that advantage over all the people that are completely blind. I don't know how other people that are completely blind do this, because there are some people out there that are completely blind and then do this and they do even more. Well, I guess they're in the same line of thoughts that I am, that if you don't go outside, life is miserable. So going outside and do something is important for us. Oh, that was scary. It's a big truck. Okay, let me show you something here. In this sidewalk, in this chunk here, it comes to a dead end, but there's no more sidewalk. So what I do here is take a shortcut and go through a building. There's no doors, no nothing, so it's not big of a deal. But in order to get there, I have to feel for the end of the sidewalk. That's pretty much what I did. And then I start bordering the building to go inside of the building through it. See, like right here. Now here, I'm feeling for structures to go around and border the building. See this structure here? I don't know if you noticed that. And there's another structure here. I've done this, like I said, so many times that I know where the structures are. But at first it was kind of scary, difficult. So it's right here, another structure. And then in front of me, across from me, there's going to be a wall. That's the wall. And then I keep bordering the building. Keep bordering the building. And then I go through the building. I want to show you this portion of my Dell walk. I thought it was going to be kind of interesting for you guys. Fortunately, I don't have to go through any doors. Here's the entrance. It's dark in here. So I boarded this wall, and then I sort of keep it until there's no more wall. Walk a few steps to my right, and then I go straight. And then there's another structure in front of me that I'm going to be touching right now. Like I say, it's a round structure, and I boarded that structure around 180 degrees. And I keep going straight, and I find like 3 steps to go on the sidewalk. And this is when I get to count my steps. So from here to my final destination, which is in that direction, I'm going to be counting 35 to 40 steps. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, bush, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. It's about here. So these are the benches, concrete benches. This is my final destination. What I do here every morning when I walk is to just sit down here. I usually come with a little backpack, a little chunk of clothes foam to put it under my butt to be comfortable, not to use it as an insulation between the cold concrete and my butt. Then have my breakfast. Sometimes I have oatmeal here. Sometimes I have my hot drink with a sandwich. So if I don't just watch the cars that are going late to work, or not necessarily going late, but they're going to work or do some chores. There is a courthouse. That's my point of reference. If I get disoriented, I tell whomever, hey, could you direct me to where, which direction is the courthouse? In this case, this is such a huge thing. This is right in the middle of the road, and so everybody around here knows. And besides, so many people are used to see me. You know what I do here every morning is I just wait until the big clock in there tells me that it's 9 a.m. I know, because it's starting, ringing some bells. It goes ding dong, ding dong, dong dong, ding dong. And then when it's 9 o'clock, it goes dang, 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 the same pitch, same note. And it tells me what time is it. There goes the truck, very noisy. So, that's what I do every morning. Then around 9 o'clock, it's time for me to pack up and go back. So when I go back to the building, I don't I don't board in the building. I do something a little different that I'm going to show you when I get to that point, okay? So I'll see you in a little bit. So here's the challenge. I'm going to the building again. I keep to the right, and I can tell there's light coming from that end. That's my exit. So what I do here, rather than bordering the building in that direction, I just keep going straight, stay in the sidewalk, and fill with my cane. You know, there are spots here where they have, I don't know, plants or something like that. And I keep going straight until my point of turning, my turning point to the left, going back to the house. And I can tell, I can hear the noises of the cars, and that tells me that I'm getting closer to 15501 highway. Yeah, there it is. I'm getting closer and closer because the noise is louder and louder. So here is with my cane I feel, and then here's where I turn left and I go back to the house. Now from here on, it's pretty much the same thing but backwards. I've been narrating you all this time, you know, my walk path one way, and I'm going back in the same way, so there's not much difference, so there's not much to say. I'd like to add to this video some other comments, like people out there, this is an invitation more than anything. I invite people out there to take some time and, you know, share with blind people like me an outdoor experience. You know, take them out, but make sure that you know what you're doing, and just show us a very good time. Remember, we're blind, so therefore we cannot drive a car. We cannot decide to go outside. Here comes the street that I have to cross, and if it isn't because of the cane, we couldn't walk outside. There's a car. I'm going to try to cross in front of him. Pedestrian. Okay, so that's the car. We'll stop there. Would have been nicer if he stopped, you know, not on top of the fat lines. But some drivers are like that. I don't know. Okay, there he goes. All right. So this is the end of this video. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, my other comment is to blind people. If you decide to do this kind of walks outside, remember that there will be branches of trees and plants and stuff at the eye level sometimes. So it's very good to wear a cap like this and keep it like sort of covering your eyes, so that if there's a branch to the eye level, your cap will deflect it and it'll protect your eyes. All right, on your face in general, so that you'll be in the safe side. So this is it. That's the end. So I was happy to share this with you guys, to the world of YouTube out there, and I hope you enjoy this as much as I did. Okay, until my next video, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.